What's going on YouTube? This is UltimateiDeviceVids and this is Tweak Recap, and just like the past episodes, I'm going to be showing you guys 5 of the best Cydia tweaks that are currently available in Cydia for iOS 7. And the first tweak I'm going to show you guys is called Vertex. It's available in Cydia for $1.49. And what this tweak does is it brings the iOS 8 mission control concept to life. So this iOS 8 mission control concept was popping around on the internet a little while ago. And the concept is to combine the app switcher and the control center. And that's exactly what this tweak does. As you can see, I have the app switcher up here, and I have these controls down here. And it works very well. There is a little bit of lag I have noticed with the tweak overall when you open and close it. But of course, that depends on your device. It's just a little bit of lag, but it's not too bad at all. And the app switcher works very well. You can launch apps the exact same way, switch between apps. It's just very good. It brings the concept to life in a very good way. And there are some settings you can configure in the settings app. If you scroll down until you do see Vertex, if you go in here, of course you can enable or disable the tweak there. And there's this swipe up gesture, and if I enable that, basically as it sounds, if I swipe up from the bottom of the screen, it's going to invoke this. And that's the same gesture as Control Center, so of course it's going to replace Control Center because you have all these controls in here. However, if you have this option disabled, the swipe up, if that option is not enabled, you can still have Control Center just like normal. And when you open up your app switcher, you also have, of course, this mode. And the next option is switcher icons. And as it sounds, it's these icons on the switcher, just like normal. And normally when you download this tweak, it's actually not enabled. So normally it'll just be without the icons, and it'll just look like this. However, I do prefer it with it on because I could easily differentiate one app from another with this switcher icons on. It just works a lot better for me. And there is the gray background, and as it sounds, with this enabled, it's just going to make the background gray. It's not going to have your wallpaper unless you are looking at the home screen card. And there is also round card corners, and exactly as it sounds, it's going to round the card corners inside the app switcher. As you can see, the corners are rounded. And if you go down here to toggles, you could configure which toggles are in the mission control area down here. You could just turn certain ones on and off. You could rearrange them just like this, just grabbing them and rearranging them to your liking, and it will automatically take effect if you go into the app switcher. And as you can see, there you go. I moved Bluetooth to the first one, and it took effect. And here's paging, and if you guys want to do this vertically, that's how I'm doing it. So I can scroll up and down like this, as you can see, up and down, and it does page from one page to another. But if you do want to do horizontal, that works as well, and that's what the default is if you download it. As you can see, it's just default from left to right, and that's how it normally is. And we'll go back, and there's also the return to start, and with this enabled, as it sounds, with the toggle page, if I scroll over a few pages, let's say over there, then I'm going to exit out of here, go back in, it's going to return to the start. And with this off, I'll show you, with this off, I'm going to show you if I go to a different page, the last page, then exit the app switcher and open it again. As you can see, it's going to stay right there. But again, with that enabled, it'll return to the start. And this is a very great tweak. Again, it brings the iOS 8 mission control concept to life. It's called Vertex. It's available in Cydia for $1.49. Go check it out. And next up, we have Snapper, which is available in Cydia for 99 cents. And what this tweak does is it allows you to take a screenshot on your iOS device and keep the individual part of the screen that you took a screenshot of, cropped on the screen as long as you want. And when you're done, you can save it to the camera roll. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, I'll show you. So once you do download the tweak, you go into settings on your device and scroll down until you do see Snapper. Go in here, and the first thing you can go to is activation method, and that's the activation that we're going to be using in order to take the screenshot. And just go to anywhere and choose your action. Now I currently have it set to triple press, as you can see right here. And once you've set your action, we'll go back into the settings, and there's just the shadow and border, which are some graphical settings. But once you have set your action, go ahead and perform it, which is triple click for me, so I'm going to triple click my home button, and then the screen will tint slightly. And what you could do is crop the certain area of the screen that you want to take a screenshot of. So I'm going to take a screenshot of the App Store icon. You just go like this. As you can see, that's how it works. And I'll do App Store and Passbook, and just release when you're done. And as you can see, you can actually drag this around like this for as long as you want to. So if it's a Wi-Fi password that you want to copy from one place to the next, or you just want to get some information from one app to the other without the app switcher, this will stay on the screen as long as you like. And when you are done with it, you can hold down on it, and you'll get the option to close it, save it to the camera roll, save it and close it, copy it, or copy and close. So I'm just going to do save and close right now. It's gone, but if I go into the Photos app and my camera roll As you can see, there it is, just like that. And again, those other options work as well. We'll just do it again. I'll do a bigger one. And again, it moves around, and when you're done, you hold down. You could close it, save it, or any of these options. I'm just going to close it right now. And of course, when you do close it, it's not going to save to your camera roll. It'll just disappear, and there you go. And there are some settings I do want to show you for the tweak in the settings app. So the first one is the shadow setting, and with this enabled, basically when you do your gesture and then you make a screenshot and release it, as you can see, there is this slight shadow, so you can see exactly where the area is, when it was first there. And if I'm just going to close this real quick and go back into settings, with this off, I'll show you the difference. I'll do the same thing. I'll do my gesture, make my screenshot. As you can see, there's absolutely no way of telling where I just took my screenshot, but if I drag it around, it still works, but there was no method of telling the first time where it was. So shadow is definitely recommended so you can see where your screenshot is. Now, if you want an even clearer way of identifying where it is, you can enable border, which basically just makes a border. I'll do the same thing. As you can see, there's this black border around it, so it's very easy to see exactly where it is. And let me just close this as well. And that's it for this tweak. It's a very good tweak, very helpful if you're copying information from one app to another, or from the home screen to an app, or vice versa. Again, it's called Snapper. It's available in Cydia for 99 cents. Go check it out. And next up is HUD Customizer. It's available in Cydia for $1.49. And what this tweak does is, as it sounds, it's going to allow you to customize the HUD volume. And that's basically when you use the volume buttons on your device and you get this pop-up in the middle. As you can see, the button spaces are actually green. And once it gets to the midpoint, it's going to change to different colors, and so on, as you can see. So there's several different ways to customize it, and you can set it up in settings. Just scroll down until you do see the tweak, HUD Customizer. And of course, you can enable or disable it here. And if you go to Appearance, here's where you could tweak the way that it looks. You could actually adjust the size. I'm going to make it a lot bigger, then I'll show you. As you can see, it's humongous now. Obviously, if you want to go for a midpoint or really small, you could do that as well. As you can see, it's a lot smaller there. And then in content, you could put a custom title as opposed to it just being the normal volume. You could put a custom title in, which I'm going to do. Test right now, T-E-S-T, and okay, so let's test it out. There you go. As you can see, it says test. And we'll go back into content, and then there's the subtitle, which is just right beneath it. I'll do the same thing there. We'll do test 2 for this one. And we'll go back, and there you go. As you can see, there is the subtitle right beneath it, and it does kind of interfere with the volume buttons, but it still is there. If I turn the volume down, as you can see it a lot better. Test 2, and we'll go back into content, and here's remove image, and basically that's just the volume, picture. And as you can see, there's no image in the middle now. And with that off, there's the picture, just like that. And we'll go back and we'll go to position. And basically in here you can configure the position of where the volume HUD pop-up will appear. And you get X and Y, which is basically just treating the device like it's a graph. And X is horizontal and Y is up and down. And you can configure exactly where you want it to appear on the screen using these little sliders. As you can see, I have it over there, but that's not too practical because you can't see half of it. But let me move this over. So horizontally it's going to move over, of course, when you adjust the X. And there you go. As you can see, you can configure it exactly where you want it, just like that. And there are some presets down here if you don't want to mess with these. And I'm just going to choose left right now. And once you've selected it, it'll automatically apply just like that. There it is on the left. And we'll do right. And there you go on the right. Top, just like that. Bottom. And then top left. Of course, all of these do exactly as they say, as you can see. And it just works very well. And if you want to clear it, just hit clear default and it'll put it right back in the middle. And that applies the same to these two. And next is background color, and that's where you could start to customize the actual color of the HUD. And if you go in here, you do have these sliders you could configure. And first I'm just going to start off with presets, where you could go in here and choose your specific color. I'm going to do red right now, and I'll show you. There you go, there's my red HUD. We'll do yellow. I'll just show you guys a few of these. As you can see, they apply automatically and it works very well. Now if you want to make your own, you could mess with these presets over here. You could just customize these sliders to the exact color that you want. Just mess around with these and you could get any color again that you want specifically with these sliders. And you could also customize the block color right here. As you can see how the blocks change when I go up and down. And you can also see it's flipping as I'm doing this, and that's actually pretty cool. That's another setting I'm going to show you in a second. But first, to customize the block color, you go in here and you can edit these settings. There's a primary color, and there's just a bunch of other things you can set, so you can have it change in the middle, as you can see right there. And it's all configurable through here. Now, how it's flipping and coming down from the top, that's a cool setting in animation. If you go in here, you could show animation. So when it first shows up, it's going to perform the action that you choose here. And as you see, I have it set on move from top. So again, it's going to move in from the top, just like that. And if you go down, there is also the hide animation, which is basically as it sounds. When it hides or when it goes away, it's going to perform this animation. So I'll change it to move out bottom. So as you can see, as soon as it's finished, it's going to move out from the bottom, just like that. And also for both of these, there is this time interval you can set right here, so you can take a specific time that you want, whether it be fast or slow. I'll show you. I'll change both of these and then show you. As you can see, it's a different speed now. And there's also the rotate axis, which I have how it flips like this, as you can see. And you can set that to Y, X, or Z, or just completely disabled. And I'll show you Z. As you can see there, that one's pretty cool. And then I'll show you X as well, which is going to be horizontal. And as you can see how it flips horizontally and then goes down. And of course you can adjust the speed here as well to whatever you want. And you can reset it down here if you want to go back to the default settings. And it's a very good tweak. It's called HUD Customizer. It's available in Cydia for $1.49. Go check it out. And the next tweak I'm going to show you guys is called AdaptiveKeyboard. It's available in Cydia for 99 cents. And this tweak will allow your keyboard to automatically change to the color of the app icon of the app that you're in. So for example, if I'm in Messages, my keyboard is going to be green because the app icon is green. If I'm in the App Store and I'm searching something, the keyboard is going to be blue because the App Store icon is blue. You can see where this is going. Again, the app icon is going to be the same color as your keyboard in the app. And again, it works very well. I'll go into Safari and show you. Go to the top, and as you can see, again, the keyboard is bluish, light bluish, because again, that's what the icon is. And it's available in Cydia for 99 cents. It's called AdaptiveKeyboard. Go check it out. And the next tweak I'm going to show you guys is called IntelliScreenX 7. It's available in Cydia for $9.99. And what this tweak does is it allows you to have a really cool notification center interface and lock screen interface with a lot of useful information at your fingertips. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the notification center. As you can see, I can access my Twitter feed directly on my notification center, just like this. Also my email, there you go. And I also have the normal notification center, so I can view all my normal notifications, and of course the Today view as well. And on the lock screen, if I lock my device, you can see here I can also access my Twitter from here with a slide to the right, just like this, and my email, of course. And you could also configure it to an RSS reader or Facebook if you want to do that. And it just works very well, and you could exit the entire interface just by clicking X, and there you go. You can slide over and select any of the options just to get back. And if you press the home button on the lock screen, it's going to return you to the normal notifications section, which is the same as Notification Center, except in this case, it's on your lock screen. And there are some settings you can configure. Just go into settings on your device and scroll down until you do see IntelliScreenX. And here's the enable or disable switch if you want to enable or disable the whole tweak. And you can disable it on the lock screen, and that's actually how I keep it, because I do have a passcode on my device, and obviously I don't want people being able to get all my information directly on my lock screen, so I personally keep that option disabled. Also, as of right now, there is a security vulnerability in IntelliScreenX that will allow you to bypass the passcode screen, and the developers are working on it right now, fixing it. But as of right now, there is a way to bypass the passcode screen, again, with IntelliScreenX enabled for the lock screen. So I would recommend that you do just keep it for your notification center, again, if you do have a passcode. And even when they do fix it, I'm still going to keep this enabled on lock screen disabled, because again, I don't want people accessing my information directly from my lock screen. And you could also have the viewable IntelliScreenX pages, and I have disabled the RSS reader and Facebook, and the only ones I have are Twitter and Mail, but again, you can click edit and move these around to your liking and move them up and down however you want to. And there are several settings down here for, dim, refresh times, just a lot of cool things. You could customize it exactly the way you want with this, again, preferences panel. And this tweak is called IntelliScreenX. It's available in Cydia for $9.99. It's one of my favorite jailbreak tweaks personally, and definitely go check it out. And that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys later.